Hello, my name is Daniel Quintero.
And my name is Brian Scott. Let's go over the history of Ming architecture.
So the name comes from the Ming Dynasty that was founded by uh, Xu Xuanshan, a commander who seized the power after the Xuan Dynasty weakened and succeeded and was later followed by the Qing Dynasty afterwards. The Ming architecture emerged during the Ming Dynasty that lasted between 1368 and 1644, which was a time of political stability, economic growth that enabled advancements in architectural design. Some of its key achievements were the reconstruction and expansion, which strengthened agriculture, improved communication routes, and initiated major construction projects. It revolutionized trade and cultural exchange, particularly with Europe and Japan, that boosted the economy and cultural diffusion, and it also improved artistic development, which became a golden age for pottery, literature, and theater and drama. Its decline and fall was the style was prominent all throughout China during the Ming Dynasty, particularly in major cities such as Beijing and Nanjing, the Forbidden City being a prime example of its popularity.
First major building built by the Ming Dynasty was the Mausoleum of Zhu Yanzhang, now known as the Chao Mausoleum. Ming architecture is primarily made up of brick and stone tiles, while also featuring some wooden elements throughout the architecture. Using these materials helped preserve most of the buildings and tombs that were built during this period, which is why we have access to them to this day. Some of the porcelain made during the Ming Dynasty has influenced the porcelain used in European Rococo architecture. Ming architecture placed emphasis on the color theme of each building, which helped us decide the color theme for our love. As far as the color theme, we end up using a split complementary theme to match the main colors used in the Buddhist temple, which contain red, blue, and gold. Each color had its own meaning in the Ming Dynasty, and we'll go over a quick breakdown for each one. The red in Ming Dynasty represented power and authority, which is the main color we use throughout our temple. Gold represented royalty, which is why gold was only seen on certain temples and palaces that related to the emperor. Blue represented the heavens and life itself, which ties into the neo-Confucian beliefs that populated the Ming Dynasty, which also represented the mandate of heaven used to decide who gets to rule during the Ming Dynasty.
Uh, it was influenced by early Chinese architectural traditions, especially those of the Song and Yuan dynasty, and incorporated many principles of symmetry, harmony, and organization, which were deeply rooted in those traditional Chinese beliefs. Definitely the most important person during this era was the Emperor Zhonghe, whose name was Shu Di. He was the third emperor during the Ming Dynasty, and he reigned from 1360 to 1424, or he lived during 1360 and 1424. And he commissioned the construction of the Forbidden City, that ended up playing a pivotal role in shaping the rest of Ming architecture. But he also commissioned the Taoist architectural complex and Mount Wudan and the Nanjing porcelain tower, which were known for their vibrant and glazed tiles. The style signifies a period of cultural recovery and expansion, which led to a widespread renewal of traditional arts, such as the mentioned before pottery, and even though surpassing the standards set by the previous Song dynasty and Chinese painting. The style was invented in order to integrate new construction techniques that allow it to show its grandeur and rich ornamentation. The Ming architecture was also used to experience a new renaissance in China in general. Well, the buildings were built with noble materials such as stone and decorated with ceramics and glazed bricks, and the roofs in particular were designed with such attention to detail that they became the most recognizable features of Chinese architecture globally, and we can still see it to this day. Some of the most important examples were the Forbidden City in Beijing, which at first was created to be an imperial palace. Nowadays, it's a museum with ancient artifacts. We have the Temple of Heaven, which was a ritual site for emperors to pray for prosperity. Next, we have the Imperial Tombs of Xianlin, which showcased the burial practices of the era. And last but not least, the Great Wall of China, which was fortified during the Ming Dynasty and expanded. And nowadays it's a 4,000 kilometer long construction. As Ming architecture was really rooted in the traditional Chinese architecture, it didn't really influence directly to exterior styles of the period, but it did influence internal styles in some aspects of such as numerology, particularly the use of the number 9, which was considered a good omen for constructions, and the incorporation of the Feng Shui, which was a form of organizing objects and spaces in order to create a sense of harmony and connection between humans and their surroundings. It ended up influencing the positions of windows, doors, and even the orientations of buildings. Some of the main elements of this style were definitely, as mentioned before, the steep roofs, the projecting eaves, and decorations with dragon and phoenix motifs.
Next, we'll go over a quick breakdown of the strategy we used when we made this level. For the ceiling, we ended up going with a golden pattern and an emblem that featured a blue dragon to pay homage to the color theory that we already had in mind for our level. To complement this pattern, we set up some gold railings and some gold architecture to help make the ceiling stand out. For a last piece of detail, we ended up pushing in the center of the ceiling to help make it stand out even more. Along the walls, you might notice some wooden pieces that are called dugons that help support the ceiling itself. Dugons were a popular architectural piece that helped support most of the ceilings that you see in many Ming architecture. Religion played a huge part of the Ming Dynasty era, which is why we decided to put our religious display in the center of our entire level to help put emphasis on the religion that's celebrated during the Ming era. For the lighting, we decided to go for some basic white lighting to add to the finishing touches of our artfully beautiful art piece. As a team, we felt the strongest part of our level was the ceiling and the ceiling pieces. We felt that we did a great job collabing together to help bring our ceiling to life and add that extra level of detail to really sell the Ming theme. The area where we felt we can add more improvement to was the overall clutter in our level. Since our level was based off a Buddhist temple, we felt that we were missing the appropriate statues that help complement our theme of the level, the Confucianism itself. We hope you enjoy looking at our Buddhist temple, and we hope that we can take this as a learning experience to help improve our creativity when it comes to organizing virtual environments. Thank you for watching.